It was a lazy evening, and Luke, Resus, Cleo and I were running around the garden playing chase. Everything was remarkably quiet, except for the fact that we were shrieking and squealing as we tried to chase each other. Dig was running around the garden, trying to join in our game too. I ran into Cleo and knocked her to the ground, tickling her. Soon, Resus and Cleo landed on top of us, and we were laughing so much that we nuzzled each other lovingly. Suddenly, we heard my mum's voice calling, "Kids, time for bed." When it was time for bed, we knew it was our favorite time of the day, because it was a time for us to be together, even when we slept. We were a little muddy from running outside in the garden, so the parents ran a deep, hot bath for all of us. The bath was big enough for all four of us, and the bath was piled high with lots of bubbles. We enjoyed the warm bath as much as we enjoyed each other's company. We pretended to be pirates searching for the buried treasure underwater. Our pirates wore snorkels and swam under the water, encountering sharks and whales. Luke and Resus turned their wet hands into sharks and whales and swam around me. Luke, when he turned his hand into a shark, would sing the Jaws theme before he nipped me in the side. "Nip, nip," he would shout, while I squealed with laughter. We would pretend that it was snowing. We would make snowmen out of the bubbles and slide boats down the bubbles as if they were sledges. Best of all, we would splash each other, keeping our bedtime bath just as fun. When we dried ourselves, we played a tickling game where we dry different body parts, taking it in turns to tickle one another. Since she wore bandages, Cleo needed time to dry in the bathroom, while Luke, Resus and I put on our lion, puppy and lizard onesies. When Cleo was fully dry after 10 minutes, we'd stumble downstairs where 4 mugs of deliciously sweet cocoa were waiting on a tray just for us. A Care Bears mug for me, a Brain Drain mug for Luke, a Black Bat mug for Resus and a yellow mug with orange hearts for Cleo. As we drank, we thought about what happened all day, all while partaking in conversation with our parents about what they've been doing all day. They've mostly been staying at home, looking after the pets, while we've been playing or studying at our respective schools. My Care Bears mug had a big number 1 on it, and a picture of Birthday Bear on it. Mike, Luke's father, said it was just perfect for me, because I was the number 1 pet of the family. The first time I drank out of it I tried to be a dog or a cat, but Mum said it isn't very ladylike. So, I communicated through barking and meowing for the rest of the day, until it was time for bed. This bedtime, I spoke English again, but that dog-cat speech was just a game. When we've downed our cocoa, it was time for my favorite part of the night, a great big goodnight hug. Mr. and Mrs. Watson hugged Luke and me first. Mr. Watson hugged me, while Mrs. Watson hugged Luke. Then Alston and Bella hugged Resus and me, then Niles hugged both me and Cleo. Then finally, we cuddled each other. I always liked it when we hugged together, because it felt like I wasn't apart from him, not for a million years. Luke's hugs were tender and soft. Resus's hugs were as tender and soft as his. Cleo's hugs were gentle and loving, almost as if she was a 4,000-year-old teenage mother who's just had a baby. When we all hugged together, it felt like I died and went to heaven. After this gentle hugging session, we went upstairs to brush our teeth. We liked brushing our teeth, because whenever we did we had a race to see who would brush his or her teeth first. Brushing teeth is boring, but not with us around. We'd brush for a long time, and then whoever spat into the sink first was the winner. This time, Cleo won because of her girl power instincts. We had another race, this time we tried to see who could spit our mouthwash into the sink first. We swill.